This is the College Football Connection Podcast with Alvin Reed, Bradford Bruns, and Marty Jenkins on 101 ESPN.
I'm pretty much a game plan for every team I face. So, it's not going to be easy getting me the ball. So, I knew that going into the game. So, I was already aware.
That was Luther Burden III then. This is Luther Burden III now, the newest member of the Chicago Bears. Missouri fans, get ready to spend a great deal of time paying attention to that NFC North moving forward. Greetings, everybody. Bradford Bruns back with you only on the 101 ESPN YouTube channel as well as 101ESPN.com. We are live here in the studio in Creve Coeur in the midst of an NFL draft weekend. Yes, it is winding toward a conclusion. Yes, just a few minutes ago, in fact, round number 7 commenced, but already we have learned the identity of another Missouri Tiger. His name has been announced. He is off of the board. So we're going to get you up to speed on the latest developments there and definitely recap a lot of the big-time maneuvers, the moving and shaking to have elapsed over the course of the past 72 hours and change. Now, to nobody's surprise, with the festivities unfolding, for the very first time, hard to believe, but for the first time ever in Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, the fans have turned out in droves to Lambeau Field. It has been exciting, filled with enthusiasm. And similarly, if you're out there today, if you're watching us, viewing us, or listening through any number of avenues available to you, you're probably pretty bullish too about the way in which this extravaganza has unfolded for the University of Missouri program. Let's flip it back to Thursday, round number 1, shortly after 7 o'clock, and let's zero in on the team that owned the number 7 position, the number 7 pick. Standing pat, not exactly a stalwart out of the AFC, at least in recent seasons, none other than those New York Jets. 2024 was another moribund campaign for that organization, so much so that the Jets opting to go in a completely different direction head coach-wise. New regime, Aaron Glenn trying to bring in that toughness, that mindset, that tenacity that has been sorely lacking in the Big Apple as of late. You understand, you know out there that this team now is lagging well behind the likes of Josh Allen, the Bills, maybe even the Dolphins, the Patriots also in rebuilding mode now under Mike Vrabel. But with the number 7 pick opting to invest heavily in the offensive line, and wouldn't you know it, Missouri's own Armand Membou is that selection at number 7. New York does not move off of the pick, and if you have tuned in to the College Football Connection at any point in time over the past few months, you are well aware of the fact that I have absolutely heralded the ascent, and a rapid one at that, of Membou. Now, he was a linchpin, once again, for Mizzou, protecting Brady Cook in his junior campaign, but in the months thereafter did nothing but elevate that stock and profile so much more. The scouting combine in Indianapolis was his showcase event, and so while he wasn't the first overall offensive tackle selected on Thursday evening, that distinction fell to Campbell of LSU at number 4 overall. Membou absolutely will make hay in year number 1 as a rookie for New York. He's going to be immediately installed over there at right tackle, and he is going to be entrusted with giving the new quarterback, Justin Fields, that much more time with which to maneuver. You know Fields as the dual threat signal caller. He loves to be able to move outside of the pocket. So the long-term growth, literally and figuratively, it definitely figures to be there for Membou with the New York Jets. Now, as for the man from whom you heard at the very top of this presentation of the College Football Connection, he had to wait for the entirety of Thursday and then some into Friday. But Luther Burden III, we talked with him at length, as a matter of fact, that audio courtesy of the Scouting Combine in Indy just a couple of short months ago. At number 39 overall, Ryan Poles and the brass in the Windy City deciding to go in the direction of the former Missouri standout at wide receiver. I'm not going to keep it a secret, okay? You understand as well if you have tuned in whenever. I have been an avid supporter of the career arc and the progression of the native of East St. Louis. I fully understand. I am fully cognizant of the down statistical campaign in his junior season. But we understand a number of different reasons for exactly why and how that came to fruition. Much more attention from opposing defensive coordinators in the SEC. Yes, he has to polish up some things, but at the same time, he acquitted himself extremely well in Indianapolis in all of the various drills. And does he have some of the outright measurables of a McMillan, maybe even a Matthew Golden, who certainly wowed a lot of guys, scouts, and talent evaluators there in Indy? No. But when you're talking about short area quickness, acceleration, and toughness, pure toughness and tenacity, I don't know if anybody at the position is going to bring that more in spades than LB3. And if he can properly channel that, moving and progressing into the next level, this team is absolutely going to get a bargain, have a bargain on its hands at number 39 overall. And to wit, you think about how exactly Burden is going to fit in that scheme and that structure now in the second city. I don't know if there is a more advantageous setting for him right off of the bat, quite honestly. Not being biased here whatsoever, but consider the fact that Chicago, too, a la New York, has a brand new first-year head coach in Ben Johnson. He has been a darling in the Motor City for the past couple of seasons, and consider the way he moved all of those chess pieces on the board. Do you have a Jamison Williams? Do you have a St. Brown? I'm not saying that Moore and Burden, even Rome, those guys are going to be able to morph into those particular pieces. But everybody is there in place. And if you can get the requisite, the necessary production moving forward from Caleb Williams, last year's top overall selection, it could be a lot of fun at minimum to watch how that plays out next season. Even in that division, you know that Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell, it doesn't matter the guy he has at signal caller, will be relevant, especially with Flores still manning the defense. Green Bay has Jordan Love, enough said, and an outstanding ground game as well as a head coach in LaFleur to boot. Needless to say, Detroit as well, goodness gracious, Dan Campbell not exactly going to be going anywhere, right? So it's going to be a fun four-pack to monitor moving forward